Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Real Life Fisherman. We're gonna do a how-to video today. We're back over here at TC's place and we're gonna put some Scotty Downriggers on his boat. Get him all set up for salmon trolling, lake trolling, and we got some Scotty crab pot puller. So pretty sweet. If you got that, you might as well go ahead and get the Downriggers because they all take the same plug, same bases. Swap them out real quick and easy like. So we're gonna go over how to install one. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple install. And one nice thing about a Scotty is it comes pre-assembled. You know me, if you follow my channel, I have Canon Downriggers. I like to retrieve on the Canon a little bit better. The positive ion control that stops at the water line, simple without having to put the beads and stuff like that in. But Scotty does come with everything you need. They come with the flush mount plug, a different style mount if you needed to mount it under the gunnel. They come with mounting hardware and the release clip. Canon comes with all that too. The only thing Canon doesn't provide is they don't provide the flush mount plug. So if you want that, you have to buy that additionally. Also, Canon, you have to run the wire through the terminal at the end. Scotty's already all set up, ready to go there. You don't have to run the downrigger cable through the little snatch block terminal clamp like you do on a Canon. They also come with swivel bases already, and it also has a really nice low profile base on the bottom that when you remove all of this, it just has that lower base right here, which I'll show you later when we install it. So it's really clean. I do like a lot of the features that Scotty has, but at the end of the day, I still go with Canon. The one thing cool about this setup, TC has the crab pot puller, and the crab pot puller is a Scotty, so it's all universal. So if you're gonna go with that Scotty crab pot puller, get the Scotty Downriggers. Like I said, there's not much difference, but those are the main two differences between Scotties and Canons. The Scotties, you can actually switch out this braid, you can switch out this cable for braid. Canon, you can't do that because the electronic signal being sent through the wire is what stops it at the water line. Scotty is a little different stop mechanism, so you can switch out the braid. Pretty easy as far as wiring up. If you got any 12-volt electrical knowledge at all, it would be a breeze. If not, stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it, and check it out. So one thing you gotta have when you're gonna go wiring up these, you gotta have a fuse holder rated at 30 amps. They don't provide that, either one, Canon or Scotty, but you know, we're gonna stick to mostly talking about Scotty stuff today. I already kind of went over what differences are between the two, but both of them you'll have to provide your own 30 amp, either resettable breaker or a fuse holder. It's really simple with a fuse holder. Just keep extra ones on board, just a regular bladed 30 amp fuse. So we're gonna wire that in. So just make sure you get that before you start your install. All right, so make sure you pick up some duplex, marine grade wire for doing the electrical. Usually you don't need it very much, you know, you're only gonna need like maybe 10 or 12 feet, depending on where you're mounting them on your boat. But this was a 50-foot roll here. You can pick it up on Amazon. So make sure you are using appropriate wire for the install. Yeah, I know a little bit. I've done it a few times.
So you know a little bit about this?
Yeah, they crawl around on the cage until they find the door, and it'll just push open.
Oh, so yeah.
And then they'll just fall in that opening, and then that closes, and they can't come back out.
Oh, okay. So
But you'll get some riders too. You'll have some, when you pull that thing up, you'll have some riders, and they'll be on top of the cage, and then you just grab them real quick.
all right.
The You have a knife on you? Oh, yes, you're the man. Dangerous. This is bad. Don't do this. Don't do what I'm doing. Safety. Safety last.
Man, salmon beat me up this year.
Oh, they're bad, man. I don't know what's happening.
Scott 1 time, 2 times, say, oh, it's bad. No, try 5 days.
Oh, I know.
He's on 3.
I'm on 3 in a
I'm
row.
on 5. I'm not going out. But
I don't know. I'm gonna be. I can't go this week, and then the next week
this way, yeah.
I may go, but I think I'm gonna go for sturgeon.
That's a better choice.
I'm getting a tattoo for my birthday this Thursday. I'm getting a salmon tattoo.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Fat ass Chinook?
Yeah.
Damn.
Thanks for bringing this. Otherwise,
I've always got that on me.
Oh, I know.
Leatherman's a 50-50 chance.
There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go over what TC's setup is. So guys, I'm gonna go over a little quick rundown on the 12-volt setup back here. Pretty common one. North River uses it a lot. The way my boat's wired up, I have a fuse block that has ground and it's a power hub from Blue Sea. I have that wired on mine. So, but a lot of boat manufacturers will run just the battery switch. And as you can see here on this switch, everything is connected off of the common, the output right here. And then, so we're gonna have to attach the Downriggers to that, so that way he can use either battery to run the Downriggers. I would personally, if I was him, eventually, because he already has quite a few ring terminals stacked on the common here. So I would eventually put a power bus bar. He already has a negative. They of course have a negative bus bar in here. So I would also install a power bus on here, if not a auxiliary fuse block. So here's his battery switch here. This is the output, or what's known as the common, right here. The output, right here, labeled there. And you can see he has all of his power stacked on that. So by adding an additional power bus next to his negative bus, he could eliminate having all of these stacked on here and getting a bad connection. So eventually we're gonna talk him into putting a power bus on here, and we'll run one main supply power over to that power bus, and then he doesn't have to stack everything on here. And if you're wondering what a bus bar is, this is a bus bar right here. That's a bus bar. That's a negative bus bar. So he has one main negative wire going to that bus bar, and then you can connect all kinds of different negatives off of that. So we'll do the same thing and we'll make a power bus. If you don't have those and you just have one crank battery, it's fairly simple. Then just positive, negative right to the crank battery, and you're done with that part. For right now, the way he's got it wired, I'm sure he's going to end up adding some more stuff. I think I'm going to end up doing some more live well pump stuff for him, so he has a true live well back here. So all that kind of stuff, we'll probably expand it, and we'll actually put in a power bus as well. And then that way you can run everything off of that power bus and not have to stack so many ring terminals on your battery switch.
Oh, you got it right here.
Yeah, boy.
Gotcha. we go. And that one's a pretty straightforward run across there. So now we gotta figure out where we're putting these mounts. Like I say, they provide this mount. If you don't have a place, we're gonna mount TCs right here, so they're out of the way. Ideally, you want them somewhere where you're not gonna hit them, you know, when you're fighting a fish or something like that. So usually on the back transom area or somewhere up under the gunnel. Like I say, they provide you these kind of little mounts. You can mount them like that, or you can just mount them like we're gonna do. We're gonna go through right here, right there. So you need an 1 1/8" hole saw for these guys. And also, before we go wiring this up, so you know, there's numbers on the back, 1 and 2, and you're gonna be wondering which one's which. So just remember, 1 is ground, 2 is power. I remember that because ground is the most important thing. So ground's always first. If there's any electrical problem, always check the ground first. So ground is number 1.
That was some knowledge right there too.
Well, I train people at work. So all I'm really doing is doing what I do at work on YouTube. Every new guy we get, I train him. I've been told I'm a good teacher. I have just little bits of knowledge like that I try to pass along. It's like,
That right
that's
there,
how I remember it.
Guys running back to their boats. They're like, oh, you probably just helped them fix their shit by telling them that.
Hole saw. This is not my set. I had to borrow the set. I left my set at work. So thanks, Rick. So because TC has his wash down and switch over here on this side, we're gonna have to put this one where it can go and match it on this one, because this one's wide open. So we want to do our first one there and then match that one. We'll use this as a template. I managed one. That slips on there, that goes on the back side. And of course, the reason this matters is because the plug on the downrigger itself is wired that way. 1 ground, 2 on. Make sure those are tight and it won't pull out. That one. In there. And slide that little rubber boot over the back side when you're all done. Just fishing this wire over here to the area. I missed one important step. There's one more thing I gotta do. Should have caught that, John.
My bad, dude.
I gotta put the fuse in it. There must be a fuse. The whole point of my mission today. Still, I just gotta splice it in.
So make sure your boat's clean and have room for the man
Please
to work on.
have pity on your boat mechanic and take your piss bucket out of the boat wherever you're gonna, because we always seem to end up being right next. You end up working in the boat and you look over and the guy's piss bucket's right next to your face.
That's right. And don't forget to remove your piss bucket, guys.
Please remove the piss bucket from the boat. Because no matter where you put it, we're gonna have to probably get in there and we're gonna have to either touch it, at least have it empty. Some people bring it in full. They don't dump them. Who doesn't dump them? So I'll tell you, they bring them in and they're full. Or it's bad too, because I'll be working and you can tell people that don't wear shoes, because you'll be working laying under the dash and you can just smell their foot. They're like, oh gosh.
Oh man.
I'm gonna get athlete's foot on my ear one of these days. Oh, it's dirty when you think about it, man. You're like rolling around in people's boats. It'd be pretty nasty. Yep, down there. Holds it, keeps those centered from moving around. I didn't realize how bad I wanted a tuna door till I worked in your boat. So now I gotta have, my next boat is gonna have
that was a must-have
tuna door.
I wasn't getting a boat without that tuna door, man.
I know.
I started seeing them start making them.
Yep.
All right, tuna door.
Yep.
For a boat.
I mean, they're nice. We call them walk-through transom or tuna door. How come every time I come over to do a side job for you, it's windy?
I know.
Every time. Every one so far. What I want to do for you eventually is, this is that negative bus bar. I want to put a positive bus bar right here, and then we can take, because the more you add, you're out of room right now.
Oh.
Like you shouldn't even put any more on this.
Yeah.
Because the more you add on here, the worse the connection can get, more corrosion can get in and stuff like that. But so what we'll end up doing is we'll put the same kind of bus bar that all the negatives are on, but we'll make a positive one, and it'll have a cover to it, and we'll put it right here, and then we'll just have your main engine, and then your kicker and your engine, and then we'll have a main power lead that goes from here to that bus bar. Then everything can be mounted to the bus bars, and you don't have to pull this off again, and it's
We'll
safer.
order the part, set a date, and I'll pay you to come and do that.
Okay.
All right?
Yep, it's better that way.
All right, let's do that.
Especially, you still want to do the live well plumbing and all that stuff?
Yep, let's
Yeah.
do that.
Okay.
The next one then.
Yeah, that's the way to go. .30 amp fuse. So these little 4 thumb knobs, you take those loose. And this is nice too about removing these things. You just gotta take that loose all the way. And that's all that's left on your downrigger mount or your transom or your rear deck if you're not this whole thing. And you just center this up here, square it up. These here are your holes. So get my marker. I come back over TC. I forgot they give you the hella long bolts. I'll get shorter bolts when I come back. I'll swap these bolts out. Cause they give you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just all you need. You need 1 inch, quarter 20 stainless steel, 1 inch. That's all you need. They give you these because they don't know if you're mounting it through a wood deck or whatever. But yeah, these are too long. They're fine. I just don't like them all sticking down. If I was at my shop, I'd trade these out. So it doesn't matter. You can put this on any way you like, but my OCD wants that Scotty to face me. Right there. When I'm in the boat. So that's how I mount it every time. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You can have it facing whichever way you want, but to me, it's right when you can read it from inside the boat. Anti-seize. They don't provide nylocks, so I would definitely switch these out. The nuts they provide out for the lock nuts. So again, you can mount this any way you want. If you like it this way, it doesn't matter. I like the swivel knob to the back when I drop these on. That's personal preference. Again, not a right or wrong way. But you just tighten these down like this, and then we're gonna go get the downrigger and mount it on here. Now this is what mounts to that base. There's a pin through here. So, and then this right here is a lock. So you want this to be able to swing all the way back and for you to be able to lock this up. So pull this pin out. Pull that pin out. Now you don't want to push on this because these nuts are just in a little nut cert in there. You don't want to knock them through. They can fall out inside the swivel and then you have to take it apart to get it out. So just lightly twist those until you got a bite. Don't just push on them and you can push the nut out the bottom.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, it couldn't be any closer.
So that's how you remove it when you're done every day?
Nah, how I would remove it is I would just remove these 4 thumb screws with this.
Take the whole little base
and
thing
take
with
the
you.
whole thing off and just leave that plate
Got you.
on there. You want to check because like this, notoriously Scotties come brand new out of the box with the belt loose. So almost 9 out of 10 of these are that way. So pop that cover off, look at that belt, make sure that it's on. If it is not on, just slip it down there and get it on right there. And that is also your wrench for tightening this nut up right here. You can take this off and use it as a wrench. Lock that down. There you go. And then we're gonna do a test here. Plug it in. Like so. I'm gonna take this off. This is just telling you that you need to have a 30 amp fuse which we have. I'm gonna borrow TC's little scissors right here. So this is the brake release lever right here. So you're gonna drop that, and that's gonna allow this to feed out, and then you drop it down and shut it off like that. So you can control how fast that's braking going down. That's basically down, and then that stop like that. And then here's your switch right here, and there you go, it's working. You bring that all the way up, right there, stop. And these can flip up out of the way like so, and then that goes there so this doesn't flop around. This little red lever right here, that drops down to lock that in place. And with the swivel mounts, you really don't have to worry about it, but the main purpose of this is coming up for docking. So if you want to dock, you just flip it up like that so you're not out in the way. But when you have this swivel mount, it doesn't matter. Just swivel it out of the way. And that's it. I'm gonna put the other one on the other side, and that's a wrap. This has to be, so when you're going to put this bracket on, this needs to go, this is the back, again, Scotty facing you. The short bolts right here, there's a bigger gap here, and there's right up against here. This is how that bracket goes on. Otherwise, you won't be able to do the tilt up for docking. It'll hit this back side of the plate, and so that's why you want to install that. Oh, check this one. What do you know? Belt's off. I learned the hard way. Careful about this. One time got that pinched between the web of my finger or thumb right there, and it tore me open pretty good. There you go. You put these here where you want it to stop. So you're gonna pop these, you'll figure out where the weight is on your water line and where you want the weight to stop. And then you'll put these little clips on the cable. They just clip on the cable, and when they come through here, this thing, it'll stop it. So that's Scotty's stop method. So yeah, that's it. Otherwise, you just gotta watch it and then just stop it. Just
Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works.
So we just loosen these up right here.
Yeah, I did my research. I know I need to protect the side of the boat. I put the mat on the side right there. So when the cage smash against the boat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys did go. I mean, I'm gonna watch your video again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch your video again. Man, thanks for reminding me.
Yep. And then so I would take these. You're gonna need these right here, unless that came with it. So take those off of your downrigger mount. Oh, you got a swivel right there. You don't even need that. You don't need this spacer if you don't want it.
So
unless you want it taller for some reason. Yeah, I would just take that out. Yep. So yep, mount that thing on here. Like that. Drops it right in there. Yeah, that's just to get it taller, but you don't really need that, I don't think. Unless you want it, but you can always add it.
Yeah.
But I think this is tall enough.
All right, guys, the moment of truth. Let's check if this works. Oh, you guys ready? You guys ready for some Dungeness crab?
Yep.
Thank you very much, Jason.
And you just loop your, you just make a loop around your crab pot rope with that, and then it'll pull, and you just guide the rope up.
Oh wow.
You know, just make a little loop around.
So
Yep. You just roll it up that, and then bring the rope up and wrap it around once, and then it'll help pull. So when you pull it, it helps you pull. That's it.
it's strong enough, huh?
Yeah. That's gonna help.
It's gonna help, huh?
Yeah.
Better than by hand, huh?
Oh yeah. That's pretty strong too. Nope.
It don't turn?
It doesn't tilt up.
don't
It'll turn if you put the swivel
thing?
base on it.
This
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm just wondering. Can you?
Yeah, right here. Crab season. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Travel like that, huh?
Yeah, or travel. I travel with everything backwards.
Oh yeah.
Like that, plus this is inside the boat further. So your downrigger weight will clip onto this. I mean, pancake weights are like some of the better ones out there, or some of the fish style weights that they have less blowback. Blowback is when you're going through the water, the downrigger will go back like this. So when you're saying that they're 60 feet, you're actually only down like 50 feet or 45 feet, 47 feet, because of how fast you're traveling through the water, the weight will move back. So if you get downrigger weights that are small in profile or like almost plane-like in profile, like a fish, they have fish-shaped ones. There's Four Fins and other manufacturers that make fish-shaped weights. Shark, there's Shark downrigger weights, but pancake ones are pretty popular. But that gives you less blowback. But anyway, so you clip that to the downrigger weight, and then on the downrigger weight, there's another little eyelet. And then you'll clip this there, and then your fishing line gets pinched in that, and then you put your clicker on your. You want to use you don't want to use spinning reels really. You want to use a bait caster with a clicker, so you can engage the spool or disengage the spool and have the clicker on, and then you can drop it down, and it'll just drop down to the depth you want. And then you tighten, then you reel down on the reel, engage the spool, and reel down on it till you get a nice parabolic bend in the rod. So your rod is really loaded up in the clip. It's pulling against this clip. And so you want it not so tight to where it pops out, but just tight enough that when a fish hits it, the fish will pop it out of this clip, and then the rod will pop up and set the hook, and you grab the rod out of the downrigger and you're fighting the fish, and the weight and all this stays down until you bring it up.
School.
Yeah. So it takes some practice, but yep. And then here's what I here's what I do with these. I tie a little loop in them. Like that, and then I loop it through this right here, like that, and then clip this guy right through these, like that, and then tighten up like this and separate like that, then it can't bounce up. So that's how I travel with it, like that.
Yes.
So it can't pop around and bounce around, and I do that on both sides. And
Thanks a lot.
yeah.
Thanks a lot.
I do that even with mine. Mine, I just don't like them bouncing around on the road, and our roads are horrible here. All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up. That's the how-to downrigger Scotty install. Like I say, downrigger this side. You got crab pot puller on that side over there. Easy to swap out. Really cool setup for a lot of guys. They make a great product, and a lot of guys run them. So again, check them out. And if you want to be able to swap out like that with a pot puller, it's the way to go. So thanks for watching. If this video helped you out, I hope you like it. And if you want to see some more videos like this and some fishing how-tos and just fishing action and fun, please check out the channel and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.